Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? We okay? So, many apologies. I am on a little bit later than planned. I sort of planned to start streaming at about 10 to, and I wanted to be going up the grade at 10 on the dot. But family, that's all fine. Family and whatnot, busy. Anyway, back from football training. I did feel, this is not me getting the excuses in now, just kind of trying to give a rundown of my sensation. I did feel a little bit tired when I got home, almost at the point where I was like, should I bother tonight? However, one of the reasons for wanting to do these streams is very much about making me stick to my obligations. Not that I have an issue with discipline or anything like that, but for nights like tonight where I'm thinking, yeah, I could just do it tomorrow. No. You've got a stream set up, and you should be going up the hill tonight. Get on with it. Anyway, you're not here for that. You are here for the grade. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 10-minute warm-up or so. And then I'm going to go and select He'll Know, the course is called, if I just do sort by distance. Little flying annoy me. Reason being is that on this one here, He'll Know, the start line is pretty much the pen, and as soon as you're out, you're up and you're on, and the test begins. And I don't really want to, you shouldn't really start these sorts of things cold. So what I'm going to do is jump into the volcano circuit. I think I'll do 2 laps of this, so just over 10k, and then we'll get started. So let's switch to stream cam. Probably want to adjust that camera a little bit, don't I? Because my toe is there, so I need to go just back a little bit. So let's do. There we go. Better. There we go. See how fast or not, as the case may be, my feet are now spinning. Right, so as I say, 5 laps twice of this. That was really poor English. 5 laps twice of this. 10k, thereabouts. And then we'll get going. So, let's talk the grade. So, my Zwift client today launched it, loaded up version 1.66. Where is the grade? Couldn't find anywhere. I couldn't find He'll Know or the Coastal Loop, I think it's called. Anywhere. I was like, come on. Really want to stream this. So I initially started setting up the stream for Friday, the 14th, knowing that by then the course should be made available to me. Gonna move this mic. Should be made available to me by then, because Zwift have been saying that it will be rolled out by the 13th, so by tomorrow, Thursday. So I thought I'd just give it an extra day. Friday will be a good day to do it. And on last night's stream, I said that tonight will be a rest night. However, looking at how much I've ridden this week, it's abysmal. My hours in the saddle are really low. Despite having that really good win last night, my TSS, my training stress score for the week is really low. So I've done pretty much an hour. I don't look at my activities. That feels low. I did yesterday, 35 minutes. On the 10th, I did 30 minutes. And that is it. So yeah, so what's the date on Monday? Yeah, so it's Wednesday. For some reason I thought it was Thursday then. Getting totally confused. So yeah, so far this week my time in the saddle is quite low. So the idea of a rest night tonight ahead of a big effort on Friday didn't seem to make any sense because I would be resting tonight, train tomorrow, then going for an FTP test on Friday. That makes no sense. What I was going to do then was thinking, well, I'll ride tonight, rest tomorrow, FTP test Friday. But however, my English is awful tonight. But however, I kept coming back up to the garden this afternoon and relaunching Zwift. And finally, it loaded into version 1.67, giving me Old Hill Node, which is the course you saw a minute ago on that loading screen, on the course selection screen. And I think it's the coastal loop, which is sort of like 15 or 20k of new roads around Watopia that then leads into the grade. So there's a bit of a warm-up route. I didn't want to do that and then start the grade because I'm not sure when the grade starts on that route. I didn't want to kind of start a warm-up and not be ready for the grade and then arrive at the grade unexpectedly early. Likewise, I didn't want to be doing a 16, 17k warm-up and then be cooked for the grade. So I thought what I'd do instead was just come somewhere else, hence the reason I'm doing Volcano Circuit. Just ride until I feel like I'm ready to go. Then I'll come back out of this ride and jump into the grade. The other advantage of that is, doing it that way, is that the ride itself, the grade, and the fit file, etc., on Strava will be its own thing. I mean, I can look at those numbers in isolation so I can get to the top of the grade and either pause or end the ride or whatever the case may be. So my averages and my time and all that good stuff will literally be taken from the bottom to the top, rather than including all of the preamble and the warm-up, etc. beforehand. So that's my thinking. Right, warm-up. Legs are now spinning. I'm going to get a nice little high cadence going, get the heart rate up to 150-ish, do one little effort, one little push, and then drop it back down, keep the heart rate around 135, 130, get the temperature under control, we'll talk about that in a second, and then just get a nice rhythm basically, and then head on over. So in terms of temperature, it does feel pretty nippy tonight, and that is a sensation that is backed by my trusty digital thermometer that's up there. For reference, last night I was baking in that wind, and heat management, although I didn't even talk about it during or after the ride, I was cooking. I was reading at 22.9 degrees or something, but now it's a comfortable 15.4 degrees. And of course we're talking about Celsius because Fahrenheit makes no sense. Take note, Americans. Celsius is the way to go. Let's start at 0, shall we? Anyway, so treading along nicely. Heart rate's still a bit lower than where I want it to be. I'll start to bring that up in a minute. Checking the stream settings for now. Good news is the Giro Vanquish, nice. I'll have a look at that helmet in a second. It's on level 49 now, doesn't it? Pretty cool. think given that it's headwear, it's a helmet, I can change it on the fly, whereas see frames and wheels you can't. Ooh, oh brother. I guess that's one of the new helmets, is it? Or is that just... It's a shame you can't change the colour of the helmets, because I might go for that if it matched the kit, but it doesn't. So I'm not exactly anti-specialised or S-Works or anything like that, although I've got a lot to say about it. I still think on the game, this is the best looking helmet from the angle that matters, so I can see it, even from the side. Doesn't make a blind bit of difference when it comes to in-game performance, but I like the helmet. So, here we go. So for those of you that don't know, if you're a Zwift or a rider, or a streamer for that matter, you can obviously cycle through your camera modes using numbers 1 to 9 and 0 on your keyboard. If you press 0, and then use the directional keys, you can spin the camera around and look up and down. If you then press the plus and minus keys, you can zoom in. So, you want to get right up in my grill. See me pedalling. A bit off-putting, I find, but we can break into the ground. I very much like the right behind the rider view, the sort of drone view. Always have. Anyway, let's get this heart rate up. Nattered enough for now. Coming up to the end of my first lap around Volcano. I don't think I'm going to need 2 laps, but we'll see. Part of me wants to do 6, 7, 8k and then get up and stretch the legs for a bit before taking on the grade. I expect the grade to take me, actually I don't know, I think I read somewhere that if you do it at 200 watts flat, that's 20 minutes. So if we take 100 watts, it'll be 10 minutes. For that to be 30, 70%, 33%. I expect my time to be, oh, my maths isn't great, either 13 or 17, 16 to 17 minutes. If I can get up the grade in under 16. Or as close as possible to 15 minutes. Pure guesswork here, with a little bit of logic and maths applied. Don't know if it's right, mind you, my method of working it out, but we'll see. As close to 15 minutes I think should be a good time. Of course, I'll be keeping an eye on the power more than the time, because the grade really is intended as a sort of FTP test, a functional threshold power test, a 20-minute test, although less than that. So, I mean, all cyclists will and should know this. FTP, functional threshold power, the power that you can sustain for an hour, or the maximum power you can sustain for an hour. 20-minute test is obviously going to be higher than that because you're doing it for 20 minutes. But I think you do, was it 20-minute power times 90 or divided by 1? I can't remember the math now, but if I were to do it in 15 minutes with an average power of, say, 340. I think my FTP works out to be something like 290, so we'll see. So that's one lap down of the volcano. I think I will do the 2 laps. I need to turn the fans on in a minute because it's already up to 16 degrees Celsius. It's got up half a degree due to my body temperature. Because I'm not pedaling hard at all. So it's very still in here, and there's no fresh air source with the door closed and no windows. So the fans will come on in a minute, and then I'll step the power up to my target power of 300 watts. The plan in terms of my approach for the grade will be to hold 300 watts, and then when I get to the 1 kilometer marker, depending on how the timing runs in terms of how long it takes me to do 1 kilometer to start, I'll then just start to go all out. I think the grade was what, 3.1, or I can't remember the distance of the grade, but 3.1k or something, I think it was. I have to check it, but I'm almost doing a kilometre by kilometre basis. I have seen on Zwift Insider that, much like out the Zwift, there's a new grade specific graphic on the left hand side, which makes me realise I should probably remove these graphics that I've got here, or at least move them over a little bit. So of course you can see those graphics. It's either that, or I use a different stream angle. Perhaps if we switch it back to race. Yeah, that could work. Whereas that angle blocks out the graphics that are going to be over here, where the mouse is behind me and my feet and my adverts down there. So post-race camera, like, yeah, it's going to cover it as well. So I'll run the grade in this view this evening, and you guys can tell me whether that's right or wrong in the comments, whether you like it or not. I hope you do. Okay, so let's get these fans turned on, and start putting some power down for the last 1.6 or 7k. Here we go. I've got to plug this fan in. Oh. This is the power hungry fan, this one, the pedestal fan to my left. And it's the one that mists as well, sprays a bit of water. I do worry that left plugged in and unattended, it's a liability, so I always unplug that one. Floor fan is on. Right, shoes a little bit tighter. Let's go. Okay. So, I can report the legs are stiff. So we'll need to do a bit of a stretch before jumping over to the grade. But that is an okay 20-minute warm-up. That little sort of 1-minute effort I did there wasn't anything scientific. It was more a case of seeing how I feel at that power. And it's going to be very sustainable, I think. Famous last words, but again, part of the reason I've started streaming these is to keep me honest. But I do need to stretch my hamstrings and quads, which I'll do in just a minute. Won't make for the most engaging viewing for you because you'll just see my background. So I think I'll switch over to another rider who's giving it some beans, as we say, around this course. Let you watch him for a minute. B. Mullins from the US of A. 17 seconds ahead in front of me. Looks like a good candidate. Could go and watch for a bit, I think. As long as he maintains that power for the next few. Oh, sitting further up my screen. I'm just going to find him in a minute. So we get to 20 minutes, and that'll be my warm-up. Right, I'll leave you in the Mullins' capable hands for a short while. Let's zoom in on him and see how he's doing. What power is he putting out right now? 254. Oh, and he's got the helmet I was talking about. There we go. Alright, quick 1-minute stretch to the legs. I'll be right back. I'm not really going anywhere. Just gonna put my foot right with the saddle here. Putting into it a bit. So see me that white bit there in camera is my foot. My toe. So literally just got the leg up on the saddle, stretching into the groin and the calf and the quad and the hamstring. Excited for this. I always think FTP tests are those things where they induce so much kind of feel. I hate the idea of this, but it could just be totally unfounded, but maybe just hype on my part. But this course that Zwift have put together, the grade, just love the idea, love the notion that they're gamifying an FTP test. It's a lot of fun. Usually the 20-minute test here on Zwift is a bit of erg mode, which is where the smart trainer puts out some power for you to ride to, and then once your warm-up's done, they sort of set you free and go, right, hold the most power you can for 20 minutes. And regardless of which course you're on, you just pedal around. Whereas, I like the idea that you're racing against the course as a way to kind of provide extra motivation. It's giving you some additional, I think it's like a yardstick, but almost just treat your FTP test rather like a race. That appeals to me. I like that. I like that a lot. Right. Let's not delay any further. The legs are feeling a bit looser after just giving them a little stretch. Let's see how my guys are getting on here. I like that little sort of leg madness. End that rise. That's a little 20-minute warm-up. We'll come back to that in a bit, guys. Thank you very much, Zwift. And then we'll jump over to Oh, hell no. Let's see how we do, shall we? Oof. There it is. Feeling quite nervous. Legit am. Okay. Let's go. Oh, literally, I mean, I said I was straight into it, but I didn't realise it was that straight into it. Here we go. Won't be a lot of talking, I'm afraid. Went off too hard. Well, that is a challenge. Thank you, Zwift, for putting that together for us, for the people who love to hurt. Oh, so was that 268? I think that was. Spin the camera around, see what the board says. And it just right on. So instantly, the first minute was the first sector. Completed that in under a minute, whereas I started averaging around 2 minutes sector from sectors. I think it was 3 or 4 or 4, 5, 6. Would have been more efficient or better for the grade. Would have been to have just held that steady. I saw 5 or 10 meters from the line. My average power was 299. I squeezed out quite a bit at the end there, and I'm not sure if I managed to tick that over to 300. But 268, that's not too bad. I'll take that for now. I know that in yesterday's race that I won, I can't remember exactly what the time was, the distance was, but I know that I averaged just over 300 watts for that. So this was probably on par with that. But I'm happy. A couple of things that would have helped me, like I say, would have been to have paced myself far better in the first 3 sections. So the first kilometre basically. I knew, or I know, that I was about 50 watts over what I should have been doing, so definitely damaged me in the middle third or middle third or so of that, from sort of laps 4 or 5 all the way through to pretty much 9, and then the last lap I sort of came back, as you can see the power graph there at the bottom. What else? The bike is the wrong bike. I should be on the Specialized Athos and the Millensteins for this, given that it's all uphill. I'm of course on the Zwift Tron bike, the aero bike, but that's not what this is about. It's about 2 things, about power and I guess you could say it's about time. Although the power wasn't quite where I wanted it, I did get it under 15 minutes. I guess the 2 of those things are intrinsically linked on this kind of course, or on this course, so c'est la vie. But 268, I'll take that, and then what we'll do is use that as our benchmark for next time round. A couple of nice little screen grabs. Oh, of the grade that I'm on here. See if we can get one going up for that. There we go. Oh, that was good fun though. Good workout. I think I'll probably just need to do another 10 or so kilometers now to finish off the night, and then that's it in the bag, and then tomorrow night off, no streaming. Got plenty of work to do. Just have to pay for the bills and the electricity to do all this streaming and riding, and then yeah, we'll see. Lots of interesting changes coming up in July and August. So June is pretty much going to be a month where I just try and lay it all down. the next 3 weeks, and then July is going to be a bit disrupted, which is a bit annoying. Oh, I want to go that way. But it's all for good reason, so I can't really complain. Bit of time off the bike in August, so as soon as I manage to get this stuff, it'll all become clear in time, so just hang on in there for me. But as soon as I manage to get this move, I've sort of let it out of the bag now, but this change done in July, everything you see here in the stream is going to change for the better environment if you're doing it in. And then yeah, a couple of weeks off in August. I'm repeating myself now, I know, but I'm very low on oxygen in the brain. And yeah, back into the winter training after a little break, and hopefully September, October, November will just be another good block, those 12 weeks, and by Christmas I hope to be back in the Cat A races regularly. And hey, who even knows, winning some, we'll see. Get rid of a bit more of this, lots of this base training, and then hopefully by that time these streams that I'm doing here on YouTube will be a bit more interactive, because hopefully I'll have some more of you watching what I'm up to. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Before I go, a little bit of admin, please do follow me over on Instagram at @BerkshireCyclist, and I'm on TikTok at BerkshireCyclist. Here on YouTube, please do like that one there, and subscribe down there. I always struggle with this. And go and check out the guys at Coalition Racing there in the bottom corner. That's the team I race for. That's the jersey my little guy there on the screen is wearing. And last but not least, please do go and check out Just Ride up there in the middle at the top of the screen. That's my apparel brand. Hoodies, tees, caps, socks, cool banners, tote bags, notepads, stickers, phone cases, you name it, we've got it. Season 2 is launching at the start of July. Ready for me to go off and do all the things I've got to do. But please do buy some cool apparel. I'd love to see lots of posts on social media of Just Ride Good Vibes as the hashtag. And that'd be awesome. Anyway, peace, good vibes. Thanks for tuning in.